Alright everyone, Robert Ellsworth here, Ellsworth Racing. Let's get the front shocks installed on this truck today. I already did the driver's side, got that beautiful Koni shock in there, but I wanted to get one of them done so I kind of knew what we were in for. Yeah, get a little more motivation going there. Alright, that's good. Now these shocks, again, beautiful orange Koni shocks. Hopefully they work as good as they look. If I can get it out of the box though. Come on. Woohoo! Look at that. Now some other guys online, I noticed they did some things differently here, but all I did was take off the tie rod and this upper ball joint here, and then I was able to kind of weasel it out of there. You gotta be careful doing it that way though, because you can put a little tension on your brake line there, and you don't want to wreck anything. So if you end up fighting it, I'd say take that brake caliper off and hang it out of the way, safe and sound. Like also, you gotta be careful, because if you put too much tension pulling outward on your axle, when the hub tips out, you'll end up wrecking a boot or possibly wrecking the whole CV. So don't do that. Be careful. So let's get into this. I think you need a 21 mil, a 24 mil, 15 mil. It really isn't too bad. It's scarier than it looks, or it looks scarier than it is. So let's get into it. As I've said before, lubrication is the key to anything fun. So let's just get a little bit of the old, get a little good stuff on there. Alright, that wasn't so bad. If I didn't leave all my tools on the other side of the truck, that would have been a lot quicker. So, here we are. All our bolts are out. That was a 21. The backup wrench for your shock bolt was 21. The nut was a 24. This is a 21. It all comes apart pretty good, especially considering this truck isn't very old. It's a 2018, so definitely not as bad as I'm used to fighting stuff up here in Wisconsin where things get rusty. So what I was able to do was, again, be very careful about this. See, there's not any tension on that. Be very careful about that. And then see, this isn't so bad either. You gotta be very careful. If you're nervous about it, take this loose, take that out of there, and then take this loose and hang it up over here with a bungee cord or something. It's easier to prevent damage than it is to repair it and be sad and pissed off that you wrecked it. So let's get this out of here. I'm able to, on the other one, I'm able to press down very lightly on this and kind of push this up, compress it just a skosh, get that out of there, and then I'll just drop that out of there. Left the bolt on there so it didn't drop out. There it is, right there. Now we'll use a spring compressor to compress the spring and take that nut off there using this to stop it from spinning. And then we'll reuse the boot, the dubber, and the top plate, mount plate, and obviously the spring on our new strut. Tell you what, this sucks. Now what you have here is, here's the end of your shaft. You gotta stop that from spinning. It's got a 8mm hex end on it. Well, on the second one now, on both of them, okay, 2 out of 2 here, you get this locking nut dang near all the way off, and then this will round out, it'll strip, and then you're stuck. This nut's stuck, this is spinning, you can't stop it. So we're gonna try, what we did last time was we got this locking vice grip there on there, just as hard as you can, and then we'll hit her with the impact or put a wrench on it, whatever I'm feeling, and hopefully get this sucker off of here. So, alright, the vice grip did not work. It was not able to clamp on the shaft well enough, but it's kind of a, well, there's no teeth left on the damn thing. Alright, well, there's that. But Use the old Sawzall here. I didn't cut through the housing. I'm told that's kind of dangerous. So, cut the shaft off, pull that off of there. These parts we're gonna use. This, our little rubber dubber here. Come on, come on. And we'll obviously need this plate. So what we'll do, pull the spring off of here. This will go in the scrap bin. Not with rag though. Here we go. Yep. Alright. We'll get this, clamp it right down on the old shaft there, and we'll get that nut off and we'll get our plate. Okay, so one thing that tripped me up on the first one that cost me some time and agony. See this plate? It's that flat spot, that's got to go toward the frame. So, there. It's got to go toward the frame. Any other way, bolts won't line up and you can start getting pissed off. So, make sure you line up the lower fork with your mount and make sure the orientation is correct. So when you go to put this in, you don't get pissed off. Throw the shock together quick. Got your fork. Get the tail of the spring in there. Don't forget your little rubber dubber in there. I already got in there. Let's set this on. Come on, baby. There you go. Flat, in line with the fork. All right, we got our shock assembled here. Strut assembly, really. So what you got, remember you want to put the little dubber inside of here. Got your boot reused from the original. Got this nice and tight in there. And remember, this lined up with this flat. The flat goes in toward the frame. So, air compressor. Don't miss the hole. There. Try that again. Sweet. You got 3 nuts, they're 15 mil. Or 15 mil socket fits them. Throw them on there. Again, I don't tighten anything until all the bolts are in. Bolt goes from the back to the front. And then you just tighten everything up. I would tighten this up first, kind of draw it up and in, and then I do, it's kind of worth a piece. You can do those or those, either way. But let's get after it here. Handy little electric ratchet. Now you see that starts to spin. If you can see that, you probably can't. So that starts to spin there. So you need a 10 mil holding that, and then you can either turn that or you can turn the 10 mil. So 10 mil, 21. Put that up on there like that. And it's backward. You got to remember that. Once you get that pretty tight, you can just hold this here and put the real torque on the nut. You don't want to really turn the whole ball joint instead of you're trying to torque it. Put it on the nut. A little butt on it. All right. Same thing down there. You don't need the fancy tools, but it sure does make it quicker. So now we got that beautiful Koni in there. Everything looks good. Double checking it to make sure everything got's tight. Definitely a good idea. This is an electric ratchet, so I can run it in and then I can pull on it a little bit, make sure I like how tight everything is. And then we'll put the wheel back on. But again, like I said in my other video, you get corrosion on this hub, and you get it on the face of the disc there, and the wheel gets stuck on, and then you got to use a big old hammer to pound it off. So I just take a drill or a die grinder. A little bit of any old anti-seize you got laying around. Got that on that. A little on the old threads there. Again, a lubricated bolt's a happy bolt, really. Especially considering how many times you're going to have the wheels off and on a vehicle, over the course of its lifetime. There we go, there's that. Make a muscle.